I think we're actually live. I really do, because yesterday it got me talking like, are we live? Are we live?
It actually said yesterday and today, trying to connect. Oh, there we go.
Is it live now?
All
right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Brian and Carrie in the morning. This is our pre-show. Today's show is, it's going to be one of our favorite.
Yeah, it's
Enlist no opponent. How to achieve, become, or do exactly what you want, easier than you think. And we're going to give you a case study today to show you how it's done. So, look, that is massive, right? You have goals, you have dreams, you have things you want to do and achieve and become with your life. We're going to give you a case study to show you how it actually happens, right? So, do us a favor. Let's go for 30 shares today. Get this shared out right now. The world is in need. The world is in need. It is in need, I tell you, Carrie Campbell, of not just motivational shit, but how to do it, how to put it in practice, and that's what today's show is about.
So I'm so excited about today's show
Yes.
that I have been running around the house kind of for the last half an hour.
Yeah, it's
but,
not actually that unusual.
You know, I wanted to say good morning, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
I wanted to say that it's actually kind of interesting because our theme this week, we didn't really have a theme, but we've been talking a great deal about free falling and kind of diving all in, and this just really fits into it. Massively.
What you're going to find is that this is an amazing piece together of every show we've done so far this week. This is going to kind of piece it all together. So I'm excited about that.
Good morning, Laura. We have not seen you in
Laura's
years.
in Montreal right now.
No, she's not. No, wait, good morning from Montreal.
Sounds like she
is.
is.
Are you in Montreal? Yes,
Yeah,
that's right. I remember she was in Montreal for this
because we're leaving for Spain
That's
ASAP, and that's right.
That's right. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly,
Hi,
Lynette, Billy Reuter.
You know, Lynette is the funniest because
Lynette's the best.
Ever since we showed the journal, like our personal journal, Lynette has commented on every status with the journal, and she's just like ready. This
would be that journal.
A rabid dog.
Let's eliminate your limits, Brian and Carrie Daily Journal. We actually, Lynette and everyone else, we have a big surprise about that today. But I have a question today.
Okay, go.
Are you guys ready for the question of the day? What?
I wasn't gonna say.
Oh, I thought you said. My bad.
I don't know if I was gonna say something. Maybe
All
I
good.
was.
Here's the question of the day. Carrie and I are heading up to our mountain home on Friday evening.
Yep.
We're going to stay there for the weekend. We found the quaintest, best, most awesome little breakfast nook in a little town adjacent to where our home is. It's called Saint-Jovite.
I'm so excited.
And it's just got the best food. It's like authentic French Canadian, homemade, amazing shit.
It really
So here's
is.
my question of the day. What is your favorite breakfast? It can be the most lavish, not healthy. We don't care, because I'm going to tell you mine as well, and I want to know yours.
Yeah, okay. Can I say something before I talk about my breakfast?
Yes.
Okay,
Jeff Patton is what I love.
Hi,
Jeff.
Jeff.
I love Jeff Patton. Can I say one more thing?
Say it. Go ahead.
All right, Chloe.
I knew he was going to do that.
All right.
I just want to, I have got to keep talking about this little restaurant for 5 seconds because we have a lot of people who watch from Montreal. So if you live in Montreal, you need to go up to downtown Mont Tremblant, which is really Saint-Jovite, but they've renamed it. And you've got to go to the restaurant. It's called Arôme, so aroma in English.
French.
It really is the most authentic meal, like Quebec meal. We ate for what I felt like hours.
Because of what we ordered.
You were like, this is my favorite.
It was the best. I just want to say, Lisa Arsenault eats breakfast in Saint-Jovite all the time. Tiffany Maxim, Eggs Benedict. That's one of Carrie's
That's what I had
favorite.
actually that day.
Yeah. So this is what I ordered,
first.
right? So what did I order?
We're going to have to post a picture of the meal.
You know what? Because we took a picture.
We did. It's on Instagram, but I'll post it here.
So they have this thing, and it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's $55, and it feeds 4 adults. They specify adults, okay?
Yeah.
And it comes with 4 plates of eggs, however you want them cooked, 2 eggs, and toast. And that's what it comes with, right? But then the major centerpiece.
And it's a centerpiece.
It really is.
It's like the size of both of our heads
It's
put
amazing.
together.
Okay? It had bacon, waffles, crepes, their own homemade ham that they make with maple syrup and beer.
A meatloaf.
A meatloaf.
Like a tourtière meatloaf.
Which is meat pie here in French Canada, and it's delicious.
What else is on it?
So homemade sausage.
A jam.
They had their homemade jams, their homemade relishes. And so Carrie ordered Eggs Benedict. Chase, our son, ordered a couple eggs and some toast. Maya ordered whatever she ordered. And I said to the waitress, I'll take that. And she goes, it feeds 4 adults.
Right.
I'm like, bring it.
Right. We modified a bit of the meals to accommodate.
We did.
But
Maya ended up joining me with that big feast, and you had some stuff, and even Chase had some bacon.
It was absolutely decadent, and it's a big deal for Brian to say that like this was the best breakfast he's ever had.
Right?
Like it was absolutely amazing. So
I'm sorry.
are you gonna ask Katie Burns because I need to know.
Katie Burns, what is cream chipped beef? Because that's awesome. Full English breakfast: bacon, eggs, beans, black pudding, and chuck in some French toast.
Chuck in some French toast.
Laura, I'm with you except for the black pudding. I can't get my head around that one. I've tried it twice and it makes me want to puke.
Like blood pudding?
I think so. Yeah. It's gnarly. But I like pancakes, eggs, and bacon from Aaron Johnson. I dig that.
Good morning, Andrea Torres. We haven't.
I have so much love for her.
But we love you.
Oh my God, I love her.
So my favorite.
She's in Minnesota.
She lives in Savage.
Savage, Minnesota.
That's the best town
And
ever.
she is the smallest but biggest firecracker I've ever seen in my entire life.
I agree with that.
Muscularly just huge.
Yeah.
But so sweet.
And we know Andrea, so that's a huge compliment to her. She's like one of the only women who I can call a tank, and she takes it the same way I take it, as a compliment.
Can I say something before you go on?
Yeah.
Weird. Pre-show, but here. If you like this idea, send us some hearts. You ready? Andrea was at our stage show in Santa Monica, California last year.
Yeah.
It was May or April of last year. Starting in 2019, Brian&Carrie is going to go live around the world. We are actually going to do live events. Australia, Europe, America, Canada, South America. You want to join us for a Brian&Carrie live event? Give us some hearts if that sounds cool to you.
Yeah, they do. Of course they do. Lisa Arsenault, I don't know why you don't own a restaurant because she's made tortilla meat stuffed waffles.
Lisa, you are like the best cook I think I've ever tasted of homemade cuisine.
I agree.
And I don't fuck around with food, people. Like if I say this is the best cook I've ever had or this is the best restaurant, like I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Right?
So my favorite breakfast.
Yes.
This is a really, really hard one for me because I love breakfast.
That's what she said.
I love breakfast. Like, I love oatmeal. I love it all, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say that my current favorite breakfast is definitely Eggs Benedict because, first of all, the texture of an English muffin, there's nothing that beats that texture.
I don't disagree.
Then you get to put depending on where you are, you get to choose different things that you want to put on top of it.
Yeah.
So this weekend I had Eggs Benedict with Oka cheese, which is a Quebec cheese, and caramelized onions. What? It was perfect.
Lisa Arsenault wants to know if I've had her barbecue sauce yet. Have I had it? I drank it.
He bathed in it.
I showered in that shit. It was like I dipped everything in that. It was like Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything.
Oh my gosh, I love hot sauce.
But no, Lisa, your hot sauce is just too much. And I need to, we're going to get rolling in 3 minutes. So as a quick reminder, today's show is huge. Enlist no opponent. How to do, become, or achieve whatever you want easier than you think. And we're going to give you a case study today that's going to blow your mind. This is the how-to. This is going to bring everything we're talking about this week together to how do you get this done. You need to watch this, and please, 30 shares today. We're looking to have 30 shares. The friends and families and colleagues in your life need to have this how-to mechanism, so let's get this showed out right now. And if you're excited for today's show, give us some hearts, please. What's so funny?
I just love your energy. I dig it. I also wanted to point out that I noticed that my hair kind of matches your shirt. Like we're kind of in the same, like we didn't even plan that. And my shirt matches your shirt too.
Yeah, a quick shout out to Christine Basista who says her favorite breakfast is yogurt, berries, and jam. That sounds awesome.
I love that.
Simple but delicious, Good stuff.
Christine, I'm hurt that your favorite breakfast isn't my peanut butter and jelly oatmeal. Because she had it at the retreat.
It's good. It's very good.
No, it's the best thing in the world.
Okay.
Just admit it.
Best thing in the world, Carrie Campbell's peanut butter jam oatmeal.
Oh, it's
but
delicious.
It is good.
Billy
right on. Billy is watching this while he's training. I love that.
With his queen. And can I say, Billy, if we don't meet your lovely other half sooner than later, I think I'm going to come down there and beat you. Because I believe that there's such a synchronicity between the four of us. Like, I've never met her. I've never really chatted with her. But she's, like, epic.
Yeah.
So I want to meet her.
Let me just add, we're going to get started in 1 minute. Jeff Patton just said that mine is, and then stopped. I want to know what your favorite breakfast is, dork. Don't just put mine is. Christine Basista does love your oatmeal, and Anne is Quebec. Eggs à la coque.
Eggs à la coque.
That is so French. I love that.
I don't know if I know the translation of that. Eggs like à la coque. Maybe it's like hard-boiled eggs?
I don't know.
Doesn't sound right to me.
Mine is the oatmeal.
Jeff had the oatmeal when he was up here for the mastermind.
That's right.
Of course.
And it was delicious. I agree. Thanks for chiming in.
Yes.
Billy promises. All right, guys.
Let's
1 minute, 2. We're going to get us started. Okay, so welcome to Brian and Carrie in the Morning. We are live from Montreal, Canada, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Our pre-show starts at 9:50 a.m. So if you'd like to join us for the pre-show, get here a few minutes early. But we get rolling at 10 o'clock every single morning, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Today's show is about enlisting no opponent. How to do, become, or achieve exactly what you want easier than you think. And we're going to give you a case study today that's going to blow your mind. So if you were excited for the show, let's start off with some big time hearts for us, because this is going to be a massive how-to mechanism. This is going to reveal a lot to you. If you are struggling to get fit, get a job that you want, find the passion and fulfillment in your life, have the success you really want, whatever it is you want in your world but you can't seem to make work, this is the show that's going to show you how it's done. We're looking for 30 shares today as a team, as a Brian and Carrie community, so please share this now.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Do it now.
Yes. All right. That brings me to today's mic drop. And I'm going to start with a small tease. You all know that coming very soon is the Let's Eliminate Your Limits Brian and Carrie Daily Journal. What you don't know, because we haven't showed you yet, is this. Let's Eliminate Your Limits, the Brian and Carrie Daily Reader. That's right. It's a companion manual that goes with our journal. Essentially, we've taken some of our greatest posts and written pieces that we've ever done that we think are really inspiring, give you great information on how to live, how to be fulfilled and happy and successful. We've put them into a daily reader. This lasts you for 1 year. Read one section every day for 365 days. That comes with the daily journal. Now, I'm going to start this mic drop by actually reading from this daily reader, okay? So, bear with me for a couple seconds. We used to tell ourselves we couldn't afford it. We used to tell ourselves we didn't have time. We used to tell ourselves we weren't capable. We used to tell ourselves we shouldn't try. We used to be afraid of everything. But it all changed when we decided to start calling bullshit on ourselves. We've both been depressed, codependent, broke, and had the overwhelming sense of feeling broken. We know the whole well. The isolation, terror, impossibility, and darkness. Now, the motivational garbage can sometimes drive us crazy, but it indirectly teaches you that life is something you have to get amped up for, conquer, or become inspired to overcome. You don't. All you really need to do is release from the stuff that's holding you back. And that all starts by calling bullshit on yourself. There is a very well-known current day motivational business expert. Why am I not saying his name? Well, because this is not about being cynical towards him. Quite frankly, I enjoy his stuff very much. He speaks to a particular audience, and I think he delivers fantastic information. But not that many days ago, I was watching a video of his online. And somebody in the audience, because it was a live video, he was, speaking in front of people. Somebody asked him, how do I get inspired to do this stuff that I want every single day? Fair question. It's a question you ask yourself. His answer, however, bothered me. And this was his answer. How can you not get inspired every single day? We live in the greatest time this planet has ever seen. We have information technology. We have opportunity. The earth has shrunk. We can take planes. We were born of stardust. Stars in the sky have combusted, and the dust has fallen to earth. And at the atom-based level, we are all stardust. We are of this universe. We can achieve anything. How can you not be inspired every single day? Great point. True. But I've been in the hole. I've been clinically depressed for 12 years. I've been near bankrupt. I've been lonely. I've been overweight. I've been broke. I've been heartbroken. And so none of that motivational rhetoric could have or would have ever penetrated the thick, murky disgust I had surrounding myself. Yes, we're born of stardust. And yes, we should be grateful every single day. And yes, just taking a breath in life is a blessing, and we should embrace that blessing and live in the moment and do everything we can to become everything we can. But if you've ever been in the hole, you know how impossible that feels. So for me, and this is emotional, I don't want to give you the motivational garbage. It's not because I don't like it also. It's not because I also don't happen to agree with it. But it's because it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. If you're in the hole and someone is shouting at you from a stage, how can you not be inspired? Well, 12 years ago when I was clinically depressed, I would give you a billion reasons why I could not be inspired. So let's take off the motivational garbage. Let's put away the stardust just for a second, and let's talk about pragmatic. Let's talk about practical. Let's talk about how Carrie and I have both been in the hole and how we got ourselves out of the hole. And getting out of the hole had nothing to do with reading motivational posters or sharing motivational quotes or watching experts from the stage belittle us and tell us how can we not be more motivated. The truth is, getting out of the hole really is simple. It's about a simple and consistent plan that you execute every day, and it works. That is what Brian and Carrie in the morning is all about. Not just giving you the rhetoric and the motivation and the inspiration, but showing you how to make it work in your life. And that is today's mic drop.
Laura Marie just said boom, to which
Right on.
I agree. We need a mic to actually drop.
Did you like that? If you did, I'd appreciate some hearts just to know. Please and thank you.
This is like the second day in a row where your mic drop has like left me speechless at the end. But it's not even speechless. It's left me. Thank you, Billy. That just left me like so emotional.
I was emotional saying.
And I think that I didn't even know what you. I didn't catch the same video that you saw. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised to hear what you heard. But for me, I think about the number of people who we've worked with, and like as you were just doing that, I was picturing certain people in my head who, as I say their name, I won't say their names, but as I say the overview, you're gonna know this. People who wouldn't admit it to anybody in the world, but literally would, curl in a closet and cry.
Yeah.
Because the world got too hard for them.
Absolutely.
People who were so isolated and so, not a victim, but, suffering from the thoughts in their own head.
Right.
They escaped and withdrew from the world for days upon days upon days.
By closing the door of their closet,
You know-
curling up in a ball and crying. These are grown adults.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, we won't tell you who this is because it was a client of ours. If you live in the entrepreneurial space, you know this person.
Right.
They're that well known.
Yeah, and then the last one that came to my mind is, last year, someone who I worked with briefly, who had attempted to take their own life.
Yeah.
And so I think of all those stories and I get emotional because you and we share our hearts with our clients.
Always.
But the thing that I can't help but, focus on is that what people in the motivational world don't necessarily realize is that the science behind it all is when you talk that way and you say that to those people, what that ends up doing is makes that hole 50 feet deeper. And they don't know how to get out.
Absolutely. So guys, listen, today is all about enlisting no opponent. How to do, achieve, and become exactly what you want, easier than you think, with a case study that's going to blow your mind. But we're going to give you the how. How is this done? So here is the big reveal. We've been sitting on this for about a week now, a little less than a week. It was actually this week, but it feels like a big reveal. If you like what we're about to say, give us some hearts when you hear it. You ready? And I said it yesterday. I said, welcome to Brian and Carrie in the morning, live from Montreal. But we actually have an announcement about that in coming days. And you said, yeah, but don't tell anybody right now.
Then we changed our mind.
And we changed our mind. So here it is. As you know, if you've followed our lives, you've watched our journey, we recently secured a home up in Mount Tremblant, which is about an hour and a half north of Montreal. It is the most picturesque, beautiful place I've ever seen in my life. And in my career, I've been everywhere in the world. I've seen everything. This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my entire life. So we got ourselves a home up there, visited it, stated it a couple of days, and made the decision on Monday, my birthday, that we're actually relocating and moving up there full time in about
2.5 weeks.
21 days. 3 weeks exactly from now. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. You got 2 kids in school here in the city. You've got yourself a studio. Brian and Carrie in the morning. We're set up with our careers, our doctors, everything is right here. But we made a decision like that, and we're moving up in 3 weeks. Now, maybe an example like that speaks to you, and maybe that specific example doesn't. But think about what you're delaying on. You want to finally get to the gym. You want to finally grow your business. You want to finally have that relationship. There is no such thing as time. Time is man-made. So just because it's supposed to, or it's common that something would take a year, doesn't mean it has to. So let us give you the case study of how this all came about, so we can show you it's not about motivation, it's not about inspiration. It's about tending to the soil of your mindset so that you know nothing is impossible. And then you create a list and you execute it. Okay, so you start us off.
Yeah, so...
Does this sound good? Give us some hearts if you're liking this topic so far.
First of all, Scott's thrilled we're moving, and Laura Marie gave a whoa.
Whoa!
So apparently that's significant. And then Brian Sakowitz called you Brian the Mountain Man, which is really funny.
That's what I call myself.
He walks around calling himself Mountain Man.
Mountain Man.
Up there. So this all started, I mean, we've been going up to Mont Tremblant on and off for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? But in November, I think that we started to explore the fact that we really enjoyed working, like creating things while we were driving in the car.
That's right.
It was a place for us of high creativity. So starting at the beginning of November, every Monday, we kind of just decided to get in our car and to drive to Mont Tremblant. And along the way, we would create things and we would discuss. And that became a pattern. What we ended up doing was we started paying for day passes at the gym that we go to up there.
Correct.
So that we could, fit all of the pieces of our life.
Take our entire lifestyle up every Monday to the mountains.
Right. So that's where it all started.
And when was that?
That was in November.
I just want to say
mid-November.
We are Thursday, February 2nd, 2017 today.
That's right.
What Carrie is talking about is roughly November 15th, 2016. So we're talking about less than 3 months ago.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. So one day, and remember, this is still in November. One day we had left the gym and we'd got, because we'd go to the hot tub, we'd sit outside with the snow. We left the gym and we were walking back to our car, and we were both just so overwhelmed with this feeling.
Yes.
And I can't put words to the feeling.
No.
It was expansion, growth, freedom. I don't know what it was, but we both were so overwhelmed by the feeling. And we started talking about this feeling. And so that basically, elicited the question, what can we do to be here more often? And so we said, maybe we should consider getting a family pass to this gym, because there's a pool and the whole 9 yards, right? So that was the question we levied that day. And then 4 days later, it was the weekend again, and we had purchased a year pass to a gym that's 90 kilometers away from home.
But let's talk about the layers. We're layering in here. This is what we talked about yesterday. It's not steps, it's layers. Because there are mental, emotional realities to getting what you want in life, and you got to take it bit by bit. So for us, the feeling of growth and expansion, we loved it up there, and the feel-good vibes, we're like, you know what? How do we take steps to essentially compel ourselves to want to be here more? So we dropped like $1,400 on a year-long family pass, 90 kilometers away from where we lived. But that layering step was necessary. Because it took us up there.
Absolutely. And I think that sometimes, people come up with these ideas, and then could immediately start asking the questions, well, what if we don't use it? Well, what if it gets wasted? What if we don't find the time? But the conversation that we had was like, let's just dive in, buy this pass, and believe and know that it's going to be a catalyst to us being there.
That's right.
And that's exactly what happened, because what ended up happening after that was, everybody has points on their credit cards or Visa cards, whatever. We started using points every weekend to go up, whether we had the kids with her or not. And we were up there from
staying in hotels.
From mid-November through to the beginning of, early of December.
That's right.
We started going up every weekend.
That's right. Let me pause you there for a second. There are a lot of comments coming in, so we're going to remind you all in about 5-10 minutes. We're going to pause. We're going to finish off. We're going to go back and scroll through all these comments and questions. We'll call you up by name, answer your questions, speak to your comments, so keep them coming. If you're enjoying today's show so far and it's speaking to you, please give us some hearts right now. Remember, 30 shares. Share this out, right? Because everybody wants to become, and achieve more with their lives, but they feel as though there are obstacles and challenges everywhere. Today's show is about enlisting no opponent. So let's share this out so people can understand how easy life really can be.
Right. So then that brought us to the fact that we were spending every weekend there, which led to the next question.
Right.
The next question is, we were already thinking we were going to move up there in July.
That's right.
So the next question was, maybe, just maybe, we can make this happen sooner than July.
Right.
Maybe, as opposed to staying in a hotel all weekend,
right.
Maybe we look at renting a place.
We'll rent a place
for the winter.
That we can go to every weekend.
Yep.
When we have the kids.
So what we did next was we decided that was absolutely what we wanted to do.
Yep.
We're going to rent a place.
And when was this?
This was December 1st.
December 1st.
So like 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after we started going there every Monday and getting this gym pass, we decided, you know what? This might make more sense and compel us to go up there even more often if we rented a home.
Yeah.
Right?
So what we did next was, the first thing we did was we reached out to our dear friends Jamie and Scott, who for a real estate agent, who connected us with the wonderful Sean Humal, who tunes into the show as well.
Probably watching right now.
And we told him what we're looking for. So he started doing his piece, looking for a home. But at the same time, behind the scenes, you and I, we decided that we didn't really want to put our own like our current income to this kind of project, right?
But because we don't have to.
Exactly.
I want to be clear. We can afford a home up there.
Of course.
It's not an affordability issue.
Yeah.
It's just Carrie and I like to play games. We like to challenge ourselves.
Total game.
Right? So we're like, okay, well, what's the cost?
Yeah.
What's the cost of renting a home from December to July? Total that up. And we're like, oh, that's easy. But let's go make that exact amount of money to pay for it.
Which is exactly what we did.
Right.
In a week and a half, we came up with a plan and a plot, how much we needed. And so we went out and made the money that would basically cover us for the entire time that we'd rent it till July.
I want to scope that out a little farther. We made the exact financials on paper. This is how much the house cost. This is how much it's going to cost us for 7 months. We went to the bank. We opened up a different bank account.
Yep.
Okay? And then for all of you, anyone watching who's saying, money is my greatest issue, well, how is it that we can go out in 3 days and generate enough to rent a big, beautiful home in Mount Tremblant, Quebec, and put it in the separate bank account so it's just there? Every month we pay our rent with that. How can we do that in 3 days, but you can't? Yeah. The answer is you can. You just don't believe you can right now. Which is why this, tending to your mindset so that you know nothing is impossible for you, is where it all starts.
So remember now, timeline is, this is like the first week of December, right? So when we sent a message to Sean, the real estate agent, we said, this is our projected date. We want to have something locked in before we leave for our Christmas vacation in Arizona.
Yeah.
So that when we come home, we have somewhere to go.
Sure.
So we started looking.
Yeah.
We looked at 3 homes. And we signed our agreement on December 19th.
I'm going to add one piece.
Yep.
The house that you've seen photos of, because we've splashed it out there, you've seen the house that we live in up there. That was the last house. We looked at 3 houses in one day. That was the last house, and we almost didn't look at it.
Right.
Because there's a lockbox. And the key to the front door is in that lockbox. And our real estate agent, Sean, didn't know what the combination was.
Yeah.
So we hung out in front of this house in December in the mountains of Canada for 10 minutes, waiting for him to try to unlock this lockbox. And we almost said, you know what, no worries, we'll come back a different time.
Right.
And right when we said that, he was like, oh, wait, got it.
Crazy.
How serendipity. When you are positive-minded, when you know what you want, and you're engineering a plan to get it, serendipity breaks in your favor.
Yeah.
Write that down. When you are not positive in your mindset, and you are scared, and you are afraid, and you are uncertain, serendipity breaks to your unfavorability. Yeah. Remember that.
So then fast forward. We now have our place. We can't, however, get into it until after January 8th.
That's right.
So we literally spent 1 weekend there by ourselves.
Yes.
And then we spent 1 weekend there last weekend with the kids.
A 4-day weekend, because it was my birthday weekend.
That's right.
So, and Chase was off school because he's in exams. I think we took Maya out in a half day or something like that. We went out Thursday night.
We went up
Thursday night. We were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we came home Monday night. So we were there for 4 days with the kids.
Yeah.
Right?
And it was really, one of the things that we obviously knew what we felt about the place and what it felt like being there, but we were very curious to see how the kids were going to respond to it.
Yes.
And to say that the feeling that we had that day in Tremblant ourselves that catalyzed all this, we observed it in our kids.
Absolutely.
I mean, they were alive in a way. I mean, they're alive here and they're happy here. So it's not that we're not happy in Montreal, but there was a difference that came out of them. So we started kind of just, if we're going to move here in July, why not now?
Why not now? What's preventing us?
Right.
Right? And I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry. Because what you might be thinking is that, you have a lease on your current place. Your kids are in school. It's only February, so it's midway through the year. So if you're in that negative mindset, you see all the obstacles.
Right.
We don't live in the negative mind space because we tend to our mindsets every single day.
Yep.
Right? So what did we see? The opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So on Monday, on your birthday, I just realized it was on your birthday.
On my birthday.
We were walking through the village. We went out for lunch to celebrate your birthday, and we continued the conversation with the kids.
Yes.
We're really, really big believers in having the kids involved in decisions. I mean, when they were 6 and 4, we talked to them about moving to Montreal from where we were currently.
Absolutely.
So everybody, the consensus was, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, very simply.
Absolutely. Let's give this a quick pause, right?
Yeah.
Today's episode, are you enjoying this? Are you seeing how it all works? When you have a positive mindset and you take care of that mindset daily, you create easy to do, chunk down lists, you attack things one at a time. Are you seeing how there doesn't need to be an opponent or challenges in life? So if you're enjoying this, please give us some hearts right now. Remember, 30 shares. Brian and Carrie in the Morning is one vibrant community. We adore you all. We'd love your help. Let's get this shared out to people because you know people who need to hear this. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, so let's just quickly do this. Mid-November, we started going up there. Beginning of December, we decided we wanted to rent a place.
Yeah.
By December 19th, we had our place. We started going up there January 11th-ish.
Yep.
And then this weekend, on Monday, we decided we're making the move.
We said that's enough, we're going.
What have the last 3 days been, right? Okay, so we came home, and since we've been home, we have called the school board to find out what we need to do to move the kids. We have registered them with their new school.
Yep.
We have reached out to people who we know who have contacts in the new school.
That's right.
To get a feeling for it. We've
100%.
shared the school with the kids. We've talked about it. We've looked at videos.
Yep.
So they know where they're going. We have sent messages to all of their teachers at this school and plotted their departure from here.
That's right.
And we have informed our landlord that essentially this is what we're doing.
Yep.
And we're gonna be leaving sooner than we expected. And that was a beautiful conversation we had last night with him.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
No, you finish off. I'm just getting ready to finish off here.
So, I want to just follow through on the whole synchronicity and the serendipity of what you talked about because we had this beautiful conversation last night with our landlord.
Yeah.
And he's been our landlord for 7 years, right? So, we're locked into a lease with him till July.
Yeah.
And, he was so excited for us and he knows us really well. So he's like, look, he was like, this is good. This place is gonna rent out well before then, and I'm gonna expedite it because I don't want you guys paying 2 rents for no reason.
That's right.
Like it's all just flowed, and it's been easy and simple. And we're moving on February 24th.
It's funny. We leave for Spain on Monday.
Right.
To run a retreat in Barcelona. We come back the following Tuesday, and that gives us exactly 10 days.
Yeah.
To pack up, get organized, and help, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. So listen, guys. Today's episode was all about enlisting no opponent. This might have seemed like impossible to you. You get this squirrely idea in November, and you just kind of chunk it down, and then by the end of February, you're basically moving 90 kilometers away, uprooting your kids to a different school. But nothing in life is challenging. There are no challenges. There is your perspective. That is why we are so excited to get this in your hands. Let's Eliminate Your Limits, the Brian and Carrie Personal Journal. It is a day-by-day mindset tweak. It shows you, it teaches you, it gives you everything you need to go from a negative mindset or a dull mindset into a positive, vibrant one. And when you have that mindset, everything becomes simple. Now, as I said in the opening mic drop today, what we haven't told you yet is that the Let's Eliminate Your Limits Brian and Carrie Daily Reader comes with this journal. And I want to close today by reading enlist Know Your Opponent, which is in this daily reader. Are you ready? If you're ready, give me some hearts.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right? Enlist no opponent. That's the best possible advice we could give you, but it's advice you seldom hear anywhere else. Your unconscious is the most powerful and limitless instrument known to humankind. It builds in your life what you ask of it in your dreams. And it does so without questions, objections, or knowledge of what is real versus imagined. So no matter your goals, don't define it as something you have to fight for. Don't determine it to be hard. Don't refer to it as overcoming obstacles, and don't consider it something that needs willpower. That's creating an opponent for no reason. It takes what can be achieved simply and adds the complexity of challenge. There really is nothing in your way, nothing but you. At the end of February, the last week of February is when this is going to be available into your hands. Yes, you are in your own way. Yes, you probably know that. Yes, you feel as though you're holding yourself back, but you don't know why or how to change it. This is how you change it. A daily, simple process that re-engineers your mindset into an affirmative, positive, everything is possible kind of reality. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, if you enjoyed our case study of how really easy life can be, then give us some shares, give us some hearts, and let's take the last few minutes to maybe scroll back and look at some questions and comments.
Absolutely. Let's just give a quick shout out to newcomers today.
Karen Roberts
and Janine. Sorry, I can't remember your last name. It was a few minutes ago. But welcome to the show for the first time.
Absolutely. Karen's from Florida. I love that.
Let's scroll a little bit.
I'm just going to sit here and drink my coffee.
While I'm scrolling, I just want to say that for those of you who were listening, I know you were all listening to Brian right there, when he said a mindset tweak. That word is really instrumental, I think.
Because you're not broken. You're not broken. You just think you are. And there is no shortage of influence in society that loves to tell you that you are.
Yeah.
The psychological industry has given you a definition and a label and sometimes medication. Yeah. To box you into this definition of what you are. You aren't that thing. You are the perspective of that thing. There are no shortage of influences to tell you need more willpower and determination. You don't. Mm-hmm. Success in anything is not about learning to become successful. It's about releasing from the reasons you're not. That is not about pushing harder. It's about taking off the handbrake. That's all it is.
Right. You know, Scott made the comment, money is never an issue. Attachment to stuff is the issue.
Yes.
Attachment to socially accepted realities is the barrier. When you attach yourself to things instead of feelings, you are chained to the porch. I love the fact that you, first of all, I love you and that's amazing. But I love the fact that you said socially accepted realities. Because let me tell you, you know, Brian and I, we share and we live out loud, right?
We do.
The number of times we get people give us this look. You're going to move your kids in the middle of the school year? That kind of stuff happens all the time.
How is that a barrier?
Exactly.
Why is that a barrier? I would love someone to come on here and tell me why it's a legitimate barrier. Not just because you have the opinion that our kids are going to be sad or that uprooting their friends is a problem. Why is that a legitimate? It's not a barrier.
Yeah.
I mean, you're serious? There's nothing barrier-oriented about it. We've talked to our kids. We include them in the process. They're little humans. They're not stupid children.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Yeah,
talk to them.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, Laura made the comment that it's the same difference of what she feels when she's in Vancouver versus Whistler.
I've never been to the West Coast, but I can believe that's true.
I mean, I've been to Whistler, and it's I mean, how many times have I told you Mont Tremblant reminds me of Whistler even? Like, it's the same thing. So we've talked a great deal this week as well about feeling. Like, learning, you know, what feels good in your world. And being able to move towards that.
Sure.
You know,
let me close out. We have about a minute left. Anne asks a great question. How do you react when people give your opinion or that look about the move? I don't react.
Yeah.
Nothing in life requires a reaction, right? And we need to understand that. I have two choices every single day to anything, including people who give me the look.
Yeah.
I can react or I can respond. Reaction is from ego. It's like I feel defensive. I have to be defensive because that look means they're challenging me. Well, I don't feel that way. I'll be blunt, and I don't really give a shit what people think of my decisions with my kids. You can make decisions with your kids, and I'll make decisions with mine. But when your self-worth is so intact and your mindset is so solidified and secure, what other people think of your decisions is not my problem. I don't really care what people think of my decisions. That's the answer.
Yeah, just in case, and you were wondering like what we like literally do in the moment, like when somebody gives us that look.
I tell them thank you for their opinion. But I'm not cynical.
Absolutely. Sometimes, I want to say like, sometimes the person who we're talking to is someone who we know who is actually open to listening, so we'll engage in a conversation, right? And other times it's, we just, like you said, thank you for your opinion, and we move on. But
I'm just going to finish up. I was listening, even though I wasn't looking at you.
No, it's all good.
Janice, I believe you might be new to our show. Thanks for the affirmation that motivational speakers can often make you feel worse. I agree. She quit her job and she's staying away from low vibration choices. Great expression. We call it energy out.
Yeah.
We stay away from energy out choices. If it feels draining, mentally taxing, emotionally challenging, well, we know it's not for us.
Yeah,
very simple.
I love that.
Welcome, Jennifer Beendorf. Absolutely adore you, and I'm so happy you made today's show. And Matt Atanasio.
Love him.
Matt Atanasio came to a seminar of mine in Boston, Massachusetts in 2003. That's how long I've known that guy. Matt, do you remember? He came to David Jack's facility.
Wow.
In 2003, 2004, something around that area. So I've known Matt for years and years.
He also trekked out all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast last year for our show in Santa Monica.
He lives in New York, the New York, Massachusetts area, and he flew all the way to...
Yeah.
Where were we?
We were in
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica.
By the way, remember, we're doing world tours starting in 2019. Guys, thank you.
Remember where we're going.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's close out with some massive hearts, and don't forget 30 shares. Oh, I have one more question. Stick around. Are you ready? Brian and Carrie in the morning is a community, right? We consider you guys family. We like to have breakfast with you and kick off your day with you, and we want to call you something. We want to call you like the crew, the crewmates. I'm not going to lead you by telling you anything we've thought of.
Right.
What do you want us to call you? The
love that.
The Brian and Carrie crew? Something like, that was just an example, but something like that. Because you mean something to us. We do this for you. We do this because of you.
Yeah.
And we take that shit very seriously. We don't want to waste your time, your energy at all. We bring the best of us to you every morning. What can we refer to you as?
I love that.
Let's get some comments going on this thread. We'll review them all day long. Best one wins.
The Positive Squad, the BC crew.
The BC crew.
Can I throw it out there that I want to just say that if whoever we pick, we will ship you one of the first copies of the journal.
Forget that. We'll ship you our copies.
Yes.
We have these are proofs that we had mailed to us from the publisher. We will ship you our copies, whoever we select.
So now it's a competition, a fun competition.
Absolutely.
Now. So yeah, I love that.
So guys, thank you. Seriously.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, Monday through Friday, Brian and Carrie in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Get here at 9:50 for the pre-show, because that's when we're not wearing pants. It's way more fun.
Brian's not wearing pants right now. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye.
Brian is still wearing pants.